So this is a porter. So it's basically got hints of chocolate and coffee, and then we actually did hop this porter up a little bit.
In Salem, there's a different kind of local brewery that's serving up the suds.
This last one is actually a hop rotator.
Scott Perry and Josh Engdahl are the co-founders of the East Regiment Beer Company.
I'm personally like a malty, European style guy, and Josh is, big hops, American style.
Like many Massachusetts brewers before them, these two Salem natives started brewing beer as a hobby.
So we both started brewing in probably 2012, even 2011, home brewing.
But unlike others, before concocting and serving up suds for public consumption,
Yeah, so this is where it all begins here.
these childhood friends first spent time in service to our country. Josh went to Mass Maritime and shipped out as a merchant mariner, while Scott served in the Navy and is a veteran of Afghanistan. They say lessons learned in uniform about being committed to accomplishing a mission has served them well in building this business.
Where we both came from jobs where it was normal, a 12-hour workday was a regular workday. It didn't really seem like it was, too crazy to be pulling these long hours to build this stuff.
You heard Scott right. With no formal brewing background, this MacGyver-like duo actually figured out how to hand-build the equipment needed to make bigger batches of their home brew.
The stove, Scott welded, and then we had to install the burners, and I'm more of like the electronics guy, Scott's more like the welding guy, so I actually designed this control panel, and we built this control panel from scratch, and it had to pass the state testing in order to get approved.
Admittedly, East Regiment is still a fledgling company, but Scott and Josh see that as a strength. By brewing just 105 gallons for a total of 3 kegs at a time, it's flexibility that allows them to experiment and stand out from other brewers. There is a unique postscript to this story. Back in 1995, you might remember a state police helicopter crashed into the Harvard boathouse along the Charles River, and tragically all 4 on board were killed. One was Sergeant Paul Perry. That was Scott's dad, and Scott was only 9 years old at the time. Even though he was a young boy, Scott learned a lot about service from his dad. Scott proudly wearing our nation's uniform for 8 years in the Navy. Mike, his brother, following in his dad's footsteps, and is now a Massachusetts State Trooper. I'm Doug Meehan, WCVB News Center 5.